Alright, so check this out. Last time we went over what we called our if-else statement, basically allowing our program to make a choice. If a condition was true, it would do one thing. If it was false, it would do something else. But what if we want to have our program check something? Maybe there's, if the letters A do this, and B do this, and C do this, and D do this, you're going to have an if-else statement that just goes on and on and on. And that can be hard to read. It turns out there's a better way. So if-else statements, super popular, super powerful. But if you have a long list of things to check, the if-else statement is not ideal. So we're going to introduce here something called the switch statement. So I'm going to go here, open a new folder, boom, call this new folder switch. Okay. So again, let's do our main. Gonna get really good at this. All right. So let's ask for a number. Let's store it somewhere. And we'll use our cn to do that. Oh, whoops, forgot a semicolon. Again, notice the direction of the arrows. Okay, so what we did before looked like this, where if a number was more than 5, if it was less than 5, or if it was 5. Okay, well, what if we want, in our case, we're going to check if the number is equal to 1, and then in this case equal to 2, and equal to 3, and so on. We just keep going. Again, we would have a really long if-else statement. So we don't want to do that. We're going to use something called a switch statement. So here's the syntax for it. Switch. Okay. And then in parentheses, we'll put our number. This is the thing we're going to check. Our brackets. And now there's a new special word. It's a protected word, just like switch and if. It's called case. So case, and then we'll type. In our case, we're going to see if it's equal to 1. And this time you use this symbol, the colon, not a semicolon, just a colon. Okay. Now, if this number is equal to 1, we're going to do what's down here. So we'll say std cout, it's 1. Okay. Now, instead of doing std inline here, whoops, what I can do is just go over here, whoops, it's 1, and then I can use \1 n. This is a inline character. Okay, just saves this little space. And of course I forgot this. Okay, so that should work just fine. Now, this is all we're going to do here. So when we're done with whatever we're going to do in this spot, I want to break out of this. I want to quit this switch statement. I don't want to go any farther. So I'm going to use the special word break. Okay, and you can see it turns purple. It's another protected word. Like you can't use break for a variable name. In the same way you can't use case or switch or if or any of those things. Okay, so now let's check if it's 2. Case 2. I just tab these in just for clarity. So std cout, whoops, it's 2. Okay, and then again, just for clarity, I can do this also. Break. Okay, Okay, so this doesn't get too long. You can keep going on and on and on for every number you can think of. But in our case, now what do we want to do if, say we just want to check for 1 and 2, and then if it's 3, 4, 5, whatever, any other number, we want to do something else. So you can use yet another protected word called default. Okay? And in this case, we'll say std cout, it's, whoops, something else. Sound good? So again, let's just read through this. If it's 1, we're going to see out it's 1 and then break out, and it will never check the rest. If it's case 2, it'll write it's 2 and then break out. And then if it's none of these, and again, we can have as many of these as we want, but if none of these get hit, it will use this default one, which it'll print it's something else. So let's go ahead and check it. Let's where's my terminal? Okay, so let's go Clang, ++. Okay, and again, I'm going to hide this so you can see what I wrote. Clang, we're going to output this to our app called app.exe, and then you can just type that here, app.exe. On Mac, by the way, sometimes you have to do a ./app.exe. In my case, it'll freak out because it doesn't know what that is. So app.exe, here's our number. What do you want to do? Let's try 1. Sure enough, it's 1. We'll do it again. We'll put 2. Sure enough, it's 2. The final one, we'll do 84. Whoops, 38. Yep, it's something else. Isn't that cool? Works awesome.